Tonight on NewsWatch Ole Miss, President Biden is planning to send over 1,000 troops to the border.
And a Mississippi family mourns the loss of their son after a deadly shooting.
Be much of the same, but this weekend is full of thunderstorms, so make sure to check back in with Storm Watch. NewsWatch Ole Miss starts now.
Good evening and thank you for joining us on NewsWatch Ole Miss. I'm Juliana Jackson.
And I'm Verlicia Gavin. If you're in the area, you might have been getting loud notifications on your phone all day.
Yes, it's because Mississippi Highway Patrol is searching for a man on the run. This is in connection to a shooting that injured a state trooper in Mound Bayou in Bolivar County.
On your screen is 23-year-old Stanley Self Jr., and he was last seen in the area of Isaac Street and South Street at 7 o'clock this morning, wearing khaki pants, a white t-shirt, and traveling on foot. State law enforcement is offering a $10,000 reward for any information leading to the location or arrest of Self.
This is still an ongoing investigation, and if you have any information on Self or his whereabouts, you can call 911 or 1-855-485-TIPS.
Shots were fired inside a Memphis TV station this morning, and then the shooter hid in a local restaurant. The mom of the accused shooter identified him as Jared Nathan and says he has struggled with mental health issues for majority of his life. Memphis police officers say the suspect wanted to speak with the news team, but ended up firing a shot into the glass with an AR-style rifle. There's no confirmation about the intent of this shot. Nathan was hiding inside of Ubi's restaurant for over an hour before he was taken into custody at 1 p.m. once crisis negotiators convinced Nathan to turn himself in. A mother has been arrested and is heading to court after abusing her 2-year-old son outside of a police station. Tatiana Roach Lockhart was arrested by the Memphis Police Department after they responded to a child abuse call at 201 Poplar Avenue in Memphis. According to officers, Lockhart jerked the 2-year-old into the air, throwing him into metal bleachers. This is when police stepped in, taking her into custody. Another eyewitness says Lockhart threw the child on the ground multiple times and used explicit language. Lockhart told officers that she told the child to be quiet, but instead he threw a temper tantrum, and that's when she became physical. The child is in stable condition at Le Bonaire Children's Hospital, and Lockhart is set to appear in court today facing aggravated child abuse and neglect charges.
Some families on the Mississippi coast are still trying to process how and why an after-prom party turned deadly on Sunday. Police say a gunman opened fire in Bay St. Louis. When the shooting ended, 2 people were dead and 4 others were wounded. Investigators say the suspected shooter is now in custody. Reporter Leslie Roges has more.
18-year-old Darius Smith, also known as Dee Dee, left his house last night with friends who were attending a Bay High School prom after party.
Good kid. And for this to happen, it was just don't have no words for that.
Before he left, he said goodbye to his grandma, Jackie Gordon, not knowing that was the last time she would ever hear from him.
So about 1:30 this morning is when I got the call and said he had gotten shot. And when they said he got shot, I said, how did he get shot? What happened?
Police say Cameron Brand opened fire at the party, hitting Smith and 5 others.
Where I'm at to like the back of your car when he started shooting. So, and the young man said the bullet passed him, and he moved like that, and he thought Darius had ducked and got out of the way, but then when he looked around, Darius was on the ground. He had gotten hit.
Smith was shot in the back of the head. Paramedics rushed him to the hospital in New Orleans. His grandmother says they stopped in Slidell to stabilize him.
Couldn't talk. He was not responsive. His head was wrapped up. He had tubes all in him, and he had stuff all over him. But he couldn't talk. He didn't know I was there.
Smith was pronounced dead at 7 a.m. It's a moment his grandma will never forget.
It was terrible. I did not want to leave him. That was the hardest part, leaving him at the hospital.
Smith had just finished classes at Hancock High last year and was anticipating graduating this May. He loved music and was enrolling in the military.
I don't want it to get swept under the rug because I'm not saying I don't want justice for Darius, but I want accountability because justice would be him being here with me.
Police say Cameron Brand is currently being held without bond. Investigators are still trying to determine a motive for the shooting.
Job openings have tumbled to their lowest point in nearly 2 years. According to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, job openings totaled 9.5 million in March. That's down nearly 10 million reported in February. It's almost less than economics were expecting. Experts say this tumble is a reflection of a labor market that is settling back into balance after the Federal Reserve's year-long campaign to cool inflation. FedEx announces it will close 29 FedEx Freight locations and consolidate its operations into other locations. This announcement comes months after the company said it will consolidate multiple of their companies, including FedEx Express, FedEx Ground, FedEx Services, and other FedEx operating companies into one organization to increase its efficiency. This is set to be fully implemented by June of 2024.
And on campus, electric cars are becoming more and more popular with students, but there are only a few charging stations for the cars on campus. Reporter Graham Farrell has the details on how this might change.
Oxford's Canon Nissan car dealership salesman Eric Spencer says they have seen a spike in interest for their electric vehicles.
So the Nissan has come out with Nissan Aria, which is a full EV nowadays, and it is really, really nice. Yeah.
Because of their low fuel efficiency and low cost of maintenance, they are a great choice for students, such as Grace Mitchell.
Honestly, it was because I just thought the Tesla was really cool, so I was like, let's just get the Tesla, why not?
With this increase in interest, the UM Transportation Director, Hal Robinson, says the university has been updating campus to fit the needs of students and faculty that drive electric cars.
We are part of the ChargePoint national network. We have 4 dual port stations for a total of 8 parking spaces.
This network allows the university to track data through the charging stations.
We can collect user data. We know how much we're charging. We know how much electricity is being used. We can gather that information and actually graph and analyze how much is being used.
Robinson says that campus data reports 30 to 35 students every month, with possibly 2 more charging stations being added to campus.
Make more plugs. There's just like not a lot. I think 4, 5, 7, 8 of them. And there's more than 8 electric cars on campus, so they definitely need more, especially like in the parking garage over by the pavilion.
As there is a shift in the vehicle industry, more people are deciding to hang up the gas and switch to electric vehicles. In Oxford, Graham Farrell, NewsWatch Ole Miss.
We'll keep you updated on how this might change parking pass zones and more in the future. And with graduation ceremonies starting May 10th, seniors are beginning to feel their hard work come to an head, while also anticipating for life after college. Earlier today, I went and spoke to a senior about how she feels about graduating and how the Ole Miss Career Center can help kickstart life after college.
The tassel was worth the hassle for upcoming Ole Miss graduates, with graduation commencing May 10th. Senior Katie Kerrigan says this year has been stressful, and she is looking forward to tossing the cap.
A lot out of me, I think, and so I think going forward for at least the next 15 months or so, I'm kind of going to focus on just resting and taking things slow, because my body is definitely telling me that I need it.
With graduation approaching soon for Ole Miss seniors, they are looking forward to their future. The Ole Miss Career Services Center helps students figure out life after college. Graduate assistant at the Career Center, LaKayla Johnson, says some of the services they offer are mock interviews, resume prep, and professional headshots.
They take advantage of the Career Center. A lot of students do not know that we're here, but we are here in Martindale Code Center on the 3rd floor. You can start using it as early as your freshman year, like to build up your resume. Although as a freshman, you may not have much to add to your resume, but it's good to go ahead and get like that early jump start on how to build your resume up.
As a journalism major, Kerrigan looks back on her time here at Ole Miss.
I think I would just be like, you're doing a lot better than you realize, and I think when you're a freshman, there's a lot of pressure to like lay the full foundation for your 4 years of college. If you have 4 years, you don't have to get everything done immediately, so
Graduation commencements will begin for each scholastic department May 10th through 14th in the Grove. If you're not sure when your graduation time is, you can check the University of Mississippi commencement schedule online. Juliana Jackson, NewsWatch Ole Miss. The Career Center located at Martindale is available to help current students and alum.
After the break, President Biden is planning to send 1,500 active duty troops to the border.
And there's some important news for home buyers. Stay tuned.
This year, my mom got me the perfect bag for back to school.
These colorful binders help me stay organized.
These headphones are just what I need for studying.
These new sneakers are just what I need for the new year.
This jacket is a real must-have.
My parents got me the skateboard I wanted. It's pretty cool.
These scissors really come in handy in art class.
These colored pencils, too. These new socks, they can be a real lifesaver.
I finally got my own phone to stay in touch with my mom.
Good evening and welcome back to NewsWatch Ole Miss. The Biden administration is preparing for the end of Title 42 next week. Sources say the military plans to send 1,500 active duty troops to the southern border ahead of the COVID-era policy expiring. Title 42 allowed authorities to turn away certain immigrants at the border. Sources say the troops will be there to support the Department of Homeland Security for 90 days. They will serve in administrative roles and do not have any law enforcement work. In recent days, about 7,000 immigrants have tried crossing the U.S. southern border daily. Officials expect that number to rise in the coming weeks.
One of the last remaining COVID-related travel restrictions in the United States is set to end. The Department of Homeland Security announced Monday, starting May 12th, non-U.S. travelers entering the country will no longer be required to be fully vaccinated against COVID-19. The decision comes as the U.S. and the world continue to move past the pandemic. The U.S.'s public health emergency will expire on May 11th. And the CDC will stop reporting its color-coded COVID-19 community levels as a way to track the spread of the infection. A new government policy will make it easier for people with low credit scores to buy a home, but the same policy will force people with good credit to pay more to borrow for their mortgage. Reporter Caitlin Knapp explains.
It's going to affect affordability.
As in a new change that will impact home buyers across the country. That change comes back to money. How much you will pay when you buy a house through what mortgage broker Tony Lee says is called a loan level price adjustment.
It's really a price that they add in to your loan that actually determines your mortgage rate.
If you look at this chart, everything in bright red is the fees that went up the most. All the way to the left is your credit score.
The sweet spot in the people that are affected the most is going to be somewhere between 720 and 760 credit scores.
Which Lee says is the case for most home buyers.
They increased fees for people that have a little bit better credit scores while decreasing fees for people that have not so good credit scores.
Here's an example. If you put 20% down with a credit score of 740, your mortgage fee is going up by 0.375%. However, if your credit score is 640, your fee drops by 0.75%. Those people are still paying more, but not as much as before. It will not impact everyone the same way, though.
The person with a better credit score still gets a better interest rate. It's just they don't get as good of a one as they could have got 3 months ago.
Which, according to the Federal Housing Finance Agency, the money from the increase helps to offset costs for those with lower credit scores. Though Lee says this will make things harder on our already stretched market.
I think it makes it tougher to buy a home for people that are on tighter budgets. I don't think it helps it.
Mortgage broker Tony Lee says most people put down between 10 and 15% to buy a home. A person's credit score is just one factor before a lending group will give out a mortgage. The price and size of the house are also among some of those factors.
Kroger, the largest grocery chain in the U.S., is ditching advertising its long-running weekly grocery specials in newspapers. Those ads are for Kroger stores and subsidiaries, including Ralph's, Fred Meyer, and King's Soupers will now be online. Printed copies will be available in stores. Kroger cited declining newspaper circulation and many newspapers doing away with print editions. The move comes amid a jump in grocery prices and could make things harder for those who plan their shopping list around weekly newspaper ads. Older and low-income shoppers will likely be affected most. The move also hurts newspapers that rely on advertisements for dwindling revenue. And stay with us. After the break, we'll have the latest weather updates and more.
I don't know why you're so sad. You've got a roof over your head.
You gotta stop with that depression stuff. That's what white people think. You alright?
It just feels like it's coming from everywhere.
Do you wanna talk about it?
You can talk to me if you're feeling sad.
Whenever you need to talk, I'm here, okay?
You think getting dumped by text is harsh? Try getting dumped by a tennis ball. My ex-owner drove me out to the woods, yelled fetch, and by the time I brought the ball back, he was gone. Yeah, I was pissed. But the folks at the shelter helped me let go of my anger. I learned coping skills, like taking it to the hole. Boom! Now I'm ready to fetch again. But how about I throw and you run and get it?
Flashes.
So chill. Feel like you get taller every time I see you. Congratulations, Brandon.
Thank you.
It was an absolutely beautiful day today. I just wish we had days like this every day.
I know, it was perfect weather today. Let's check in with weather anchor Mallory Edgen to see if this beautiful weather is staying with us all week. Mallory?
Hey Rebels, it is a great day here in Oxford and a great day to be outside, so I hope everyone is out and enjoying the sunshine. We are currently at a temperature of 71 with plenty of sunshine and winds coming in from the northwest. And then looking at our region, we are seeing much of the same thing with most of our temps falling in the high 60s to the low 70s, with Oxford and Tupelo having a high of 71. And then going into tonight, we are going to see quite a big difference as our temperature is going to have a low of 44. So if you do plan on being out and about, our winds are not dropping down either. So you might want to bring a jacket with you if you do. And then going into tomorrow, we are looking at much of the same thing. Just like today, we have a temperature of 71 with lots of sunshine and winds coming in from the north-northwest. Looking at our region for tomorrow, once again, we're looking at much of the same thing with all of our temperatures falling in the low 70s and Tupelo topping us out at a temperature of 73. This weekend, we do have some thunderstorms coming in starting on Friday and then continuing until next Monday. They are estimated to be between noon tomorrow and 11 p.m. on Friday, and then all day on Saturday and Sunday. As you can see on our radar, Oxford and most of its surrounding areas are covered with rain, and our scattered thunderstorms will be on and off throughout Friday. Looking at our 5-day weather forecast, looks like our following days will be our outside days, and then Friday, Saturday, and Sunday will be full of thunderstorms. So make sure to get out on the good days that we do have this week.
Good. I hate that it's raining all weekend. I was really hoping for a good sunny last weekend before exams.
I know.
Definitely.
Especially with May just coming. I just hate that it's starting out with the rain. But
exactly.
Campbell, is there anything we can look forward to in sports?
Yes, Felicia, there is. Coming up, Ole Miss Athletics is launching an exciting new campaign. I'll have a breakdown of what it's all about. And the 76ers took Game 1 against the Celtics last night, despite Joel Embiid being out. I'll have that and more up next in sports.
Creating a legacy takes time, takes dedication, spirit, and a greater vision. That vision starts here at the University of Mississippi. What will you be remembered by? Your character, your contributions, your friendship. Your legacy will define who we are now and who we are becoming for our state, our students, and our future. Ole Miss, build your legacy.
Bring it. Time out, guys. I'm late to dinner. My mom's gonna kill me. Catch you guys later.
Mom wants us home.
Okay. Bye, guys.
You guys need a ride?
Sure. Yeah. All right. How about some one-on-one? I gotta go eat, man. Sorry. I'll see you later.
Can I tell you a cat joke? Just kidding. Why did the girl ask the mushroom to dance? Because he was a fun guy. What do you call a pig that knows karate? Pork chop. So how does a tissue dance? Put a little boogie on it.
Welcome to Sports Watch. I'm Campbell Holmes. Well, just announced today, Ole Miss Athletics is launching the first women's athletics philanthropic platform in the SEC, Empower. Empower is an initiative created by the Ole Miss Athletics Foundation to support and really enhance the women's athletics here at the university. The goal of Empower is to help intercollegiate athletes continue to evolve on a national level, while also getting the Rebel student athletes to their fullest potential. This will be operated and co-branded with the Vaught Society. However, funds that will be contributed directly to Empower will go directly to the women's athletics. And Rebel track and field senior Jasmine Mitchell has been named SEC Women's Field Athlete of the Week for her amazing performance last Saturday. Mitchell and the track and field team competed Saturday in the LSU Invite. With her toss last weekend, she now leads the SEC by nearly 3 feet and is ranked number 3 in the NCAA. Along with her toss, her shot put on the weekend put her in 5th place, which also ranked her number 32 in the NCAA. The Ole Miss track and field team will be back at it again May 11th through 15th in Baton Rouge for the 2023 SEC Outdoor Championship. And going to the court, the Philadelphia 76ers were able to steal Game 7 away from the Celtics in Game 1 in Boston with a score of 119 to 115. James Harden matched his playoff high 45 points last night for the 76ers. He also led the team to victory with a step-back three-pointer over Celtics center Al Horford with 8.7 seconds to go. With a close game till the end, Boston star Jason Tatum gave the Celtics 39 points and 11 rebounds. Guard Jaylen Brown also ended the game with 23 points. Tatum and the Celtics are hoping to tie up the series with a game at home tomorrow night at 7 on TNT. And keeping things in the NBA, the Denver Nuggets are taking control of their semi-final series against the Phoenix Suns with their second win last night, 97-87. Even with the low-scoring game, Nuggets star Nikola Jokic led the team with 39 points and 16 rebounds, just one night before the NBA MVP announcement. Jokic was seen to be the player of the game as Nuggets players Jamal Murray and Michael Porter Jr. missed 17 out of 22 shots combined. Devin Booker, KD, and the Suns are hoping to bounce back with Game 3 in Phoenix on Friday at 9 on ESPN. And that's all I've got for sports, so be sure to tune in to Rebel Watch on Fridays at 5 for coverage on Ole Miss sports and beyond.
Campbell. Up next, we have exciting news for some special officers.
Yes, and the coast of Mississippi will be highlighted on a popular TV show.
We'll be right back with this and more after the break.
Legacy isn't just about where you're from, it's about where you're going. So where are you going?
I'm going to be the first in my family to graduate.
I'm going to make a difference.
Just like my granddad.
I'm going to make the bestseller list.
And I'm going to help him get there.
I'm going to win a championship.
Again! I'm going to lock the vault! Hotty toddy!
I'm going to take the next step.
I'm going to bring them to their feet.
I'm going to Ole Miss.
Ole Miss. Build your legacy.
Before we celebrate the freedom most Americans have, we must fight for the freedom all Americans deserve. Because all lives can't matter until Black lives matter.
Does it ever seem like some people are actually trying to destroy the planet? And the rest of us are like, hey, we need this planet. Some people may be slow to learn, but they'll eventually get the message.
We're all just trying to keep things running for those who rely on us. Ready! That's why we don't have time to be sick with the flu. And especially this year, no one has time to get sick. Get a flu shot for yourself and those around you too.
We are Ole Miss Rebels. As Mississippi's flagship university, we dig deeper, see farther, work harder. We pioneered human organ transplants. We helped prove Einstein's theory of gravitational waves. We are distinguished as a Carnegie R1 top 2.5% research institution. We are Ole Miss, transforming lives and the world.
Two very important members of the Olive Branch Police Department have some new gear thanks to a nonprofit organization.
That's right. Keeping Canines in Kevlar has fully funded for canines Zach and Flip to receive bullet-resistant vests.
The organization's goal is to bring communities together to keep canines safe and protected while serving the community.
And more exciting news, the coast of Mississippi will be featured on HGTV. From the hit HGTV show, House Hunters, a local real estate guru, Holly Lamone Raymond, owner of H.L. Raymond Properties, will help a couple moving to the Mississippi coast pick their dream home.
The couple who will be featured on the hit show is Shay and Ken, and they will pick between 3 properties that they will tour on the coast. Shay wants to splurge on a modern home near the water, while her husband wants a cozy beach cottage.
Will they stay under budget or break the bank? You can catch the episode titled New Chapter in Mississippi at 10 p.m. tonight on HGTV.
Well, that's all we have for tonight with NewsWatch Ole Miss. I'm Verlicia Gavin.
And I'm Juliana Jackson. Be sure to keep up with us on social media, and we will see you again tomorrow at 5.
Thank you, and have a great night.